Rosa the Beloved One 2 by Hakjin Kim. When Rosa wakes up from a short nap, it's almost 6 o'clock. Feeling the house is strangely quiet, she slips out of the room and tiptoes downstairs. She wonders where her mother is around since there's no noise at all. Fixing the back door seems to be done. She walks to the kitchen to check if Paul of P Hardware is still there. Anne is not home and Paul isn't either. She flops down into a chair in the kitchen and then texts Anne. "Mom, where are you?" she texts. Anne texts back, "Isn't Linda there yet? She's supposed to get home before 6. I'm in the bakery. Do you want to have spaghetti for dinner?" At that point, Rosa hears a knock on the spring door which was fixed an hour ago. Rosa rises to her feet to open it, and Linda stands there, giving a sweet smile which makes Rosa feel great tenderness for her. As soon as Linda gets inside, she takes stuff out of her bag. "Ta-da! Here's your spring jacket, I knitted it," Linda says. "Oh, thanks, Grandma. It's awesome that you're knitting," Rosa grins. At once Rosa puts it on and walks forward like a fashion model with her hands at her sides. Linda looks happy with her granddaughter. It suits you fine." "My fashion sense is good," Linda says. "Grandma, you are perfect." "I love you," Rosa hugs Linda. Since Linda lives a 10-minute drive from Rosa, they meet as often as time allows and share almost everything. As the night goes on, all three women feel good after dinner and sit together on the sofa to watch local teen news. While they listen to the issue of missing children, Rosa mindlessly brings up her running away from strangers. On seeing Anne's eyes widened in curiosity, Rosa turns aside from it and asks, "By the way, did you know the repairman?" "No, I just found his shop from the internet. He runs a big hardware store," Anne answers. "So what you're saying is someone ran after you last night, huh?" "No, I didn't say that. I was just talking about the news," Rosa says nonchalantly. She thinks that she should keep her mouth shut until she can be sure to tell them about the elderly couple. The next morning Rosa looks up at the sky that is overcast with dark clouds. It looks like rain at any moment. Rosa puts her swimsuit in her backpack instead of a tennis racket. Linda already starts the engine with her remote control as she leaves the kitchen door and calls out Rosa loudly. Rosa sits in the passenger seat and says, "I didn't ask you for a ride to school. As long as I stay in your house, giving you a ride is my job. Besides, today it's going to rain hard," Linda says. "When are you going to get your driver's license?" "Soon, Grandma. I love your car," Rosa answers. "The old lady like me has to drive a big car." "I know I don't look old, but I can't ignore my age," Linda shrugs her shoulders. Rosa laughs and says, "You still look like a 50-year-old woman." "I mean it." Before they arrive at the school, rolls of thunder are heard in the distance, and then it begins to rain. As Rosa runs to the building, she finds Alice ahead of her. They both hold their backpack above their heads. At the gate, Alice says to Rosa, "We can't play tennis after class. Let's go swimming." "Sounds good," Rosa says. As soon as school is over, Rosa leaves the classroom to meet Alice before going to the swimming pool together. In the hallway, Rosa finds an old man who is standing with his back to her. At once she recognizes him as Paul because of his cap, which she has seen before. She slips by him quietly because she doesn't want to catch his eyes. By the time she hears nothing from behind, she sees Roy, her classmate, coming to her. But he walks straight past Rosa and says, "Hi, Mr. Parker. Are you still working on the door? It seems to take a long time in your hands." Rosa is stunned when she hears Roy say so. She says to herself, "What? Does Roy know him? Oh, my, what the heck is going on? He is my neighbor, huh?" Then the elderly people who ran after me were Paul and Olivia. They were not as scary as I thought. I didn't have to run away from them. But to me they looked like taking me away. I don't know why I misunderstood them like that, though they won't do harm to me. Well, Everything's clear. He's just an ordinary neighbor who Roy talks to in a friendly way. Oh, I feel relieved. That afternoon Rosa enjoys swimming with Alice, and then two girls walk to the shopping mall, which is 10 minutes from the school. Since Rosa and Alice have known each other for a long time, they have no secrets from each other. Once they get to talking, they have to go on for hours. As they sit at the table after ordering 2 slices of pizza and sodas, Rosa brings up the incident she hasn't told Alice yet. You know, we and other girls went to the bar the day before. Yesterday, she says to Alice. Yeah, did you see anyone like Roy in the bar? Alice asks. No, I left the bar 10 minutes after you guys. But I missed the subway in a second. I was scared of being all alone, and thanks to the Lord, I saw an elderly couple coming down the stairs. But that was wrong. They came straight to me, so I began to run up the stairs to the road. When I looked back, I found they were chasing me, so I ran hard. I made it to my house, though I didn't remember it, Rosa says. That's it? Rosa, your running isn't a secret, Alice says in an indifferent tone. That's not the end. I found out the elderly couple were Paul and a substitute teacher. Isn't it a surprise? Rosa says. You mean Paul and a substitute teacher, Olivia? Alice asks. Yeah, do you know Paul P. Hardware Store? Rosa asks. Yeah. I think Roy's home is on the same street as Paul's house. By the way, why did you think they ran after you? That's odd, huh? Alice says with a puzzled look. Rosa shrugs her shoulders to Alice and says, I don't know. But I'm sure they chased me. Since that night I met them by a curious coincidence. I saw Olivia at school and Paul through the wide-angled lens of the front door. So I've taken them for mysterious people who tried to take me away. Well, but now I feel better after I saw Roy say hello to Paul. And you tell me where they live. So the encounter of that night was nothing but a happening. I understand. If they were not Roy's neighbors, they would be real strangers like you thought, Alice says. While listening to Alice, Rosa stays silent and thinks that she would never do something that would judge others hastily. Though she doubts the elderly couple's sudden appearance was odd,